Hey guys! So I'm super excited to see so many faces on this call. Let's see, we got six. That's a good number, and I know more are going to jump on, and they'll just have to catch the beginning in the recording because they were late. Shame, shame. But we're going to be talking about Summit and about events and what Summit is and why it was so important for us all to go and experience what we did. It would be impossible for us to, can y'all hear me all right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. It would be impossible for Bree and I to parrot all the notes that we took and all of the lessons that we learned and all the things that we were shown. And we can just promise you that we're going to implement those things immediately and be the best leaders for y'all that we can be. But it would just be, we can't, like, we're not just going to go over everything verbatim. It's something you have to experience for yourself. All the passion, all the inspiration, just everything. And so we have asked the three awesome coaches on our team that were able to go, that sacrificed so much to go. We wanted to ask them to try, even though I know it's hard, try and put into words what Summit meant to them, what they got from it, and how it's just going to explode their business from here on out. So we have Sarah, Chris, and Melissa. Whoever wants to go first, go ahead.
Okay, you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So, yeah. Going to Summit was quite something. All the coaches from U.S. and Canada, we met, I don't know how many from Alberta at one point. It was strange. But, it's just going out, meeting all the people that, we've connected here on Avengers, Rising Lotus, and Dreamcore. It was great meeting everybody there, but it was more about, meeting the other coaches from other teams you've never heard of before, or anything like that. Just, getting tips from other people. I mean, when I stopped at the airport bar to leave on Sunday, I talked to some woman from Alaska, and she was talking about how she runs a challenge group, and we were giving each other tips and, hints about stuff like that, and finding out what she did for a living other than being a coach and all this other stuff. Just had to go out and get out of the comfort zone and talk to every single person that you could possible,
Didn't that feel good?
It did. It was a little awkward just starting random conversations, but, I mean, got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
And if you see someone with the Summit pass or the shuttle pass or the coach lanyard thing they have on, you get a jumping off point right there to start from. So,
was there one thing that surprised you about yourself that you didn't really know about?
I wasn't that big. I wasn't that fond of the big giant crowds everywhere. That was one thing.
Yeah.
That, and I was very underprepared. Next year will be a very different story. Like, I didn't bring enough water.
Water was huge, yes.
Yeah. Good thing I was able to buy a couple water bottles at the core and just start filling it up at every single water fountain I could find around that place. But, I mean, even just drinking it, as soon as you went outside, you just instantly lost all the water you drank anyway. But, I mean, even going to, not Nissan Stadium, but the other stadium, the Bridgestone, and hearing Sean T speak on Saturday?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Saturday. That was a once-in-a-lifetime kind of opportunity, because that was the guy I had started my journey with a long time ago and restarted again with Insanity. And, he gave a lot of the things, what do you call it? The triple T, trust, truth, and transparency. Kind of just tells us, we have to keep being vulnerable and never mind the other stuff, and just keep being ourselves and keep going for it.
Absolutely.
And then of course the transformation stories on Saturday night were.
So, Chris, how much more confident do you feel like you are in what coaching is and why you're doing it now, like as you connect and invite and talk to new people?
I feel much more confident. I mean, as soon as I got back, I mean, I was tired as hell, but I was just posting constantly, so until my phone died, which I hopefully I haven't lost everything I had on my phone, because I was taking photos of all those PowerPoints for the most part. I wasn't taking notes. But I mean, other than that, it was good stuff. The celeb workouts, all the workshops were really great. All that stuff was just very well put together, and it was something very much needed. No matter how much time and money I had to put towards it, it was very well worth it.
Yeah, what all did you sacrifice to get there?
Well, I left my sick father home. A lot of people know that. I had to take days off work. I never do that either. I almost never do that. I almost bankrupted myself at one point. I had like $300 in my account after airfare and plane tickets. Airfare and hotel, but so I had to borrow some cash from the parents and drink and save and collect bottles for a little while. But I said I was going to do it, so I did it.
Was it worth it?
It was. And now I'm glad I'm going to have my newest coach, Kylie. She's getting ready to, I think she bought her ticket already, or she is preparing to buy one to go Summit next year.
Hey! And Chris, I just the way you talk now, and you're just so much more just outspoken and confident and what's up, I'm here. This is what I feel about it.
I'm pretty sure that this is the most that Chris has ever talked on a team call too. So
right?
I've seen a huge change, and I'm really proud of him.
Yay! I was so excited. Okay, who's next? Sarah, Melissa.
Sarah.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, Jesus.
I fix it.
Okay.
Are y'all
Okay,
together in the same room?
I am hanging out with Chris because my family is crazy right now, and I've had enough of them today.
Oh, so you guys
I
are
was like, can I do the team call over at your house? Because I'm going to, kill them all. We went hiking, so it was a lot of family time today. So I think, I really enjoyed the little things about Summit that I didn't think would be as meaningful as they were to me. Like Chris had mentioned, talking to people, and we were, of course, staying at a place that was 15 miles away from where all of the events were actually happening. So we would be on the shuttle back and forth every day, and that was a good 20-minute ride or so. And the very first day we got on the shuttle and we met this guy, and he was we didn't even really start the conversation, but he was all jacked up, and he was like, you guys, are you excited? Is this your first Summit? And we were like, yeah. And we kept talking to him, and he was so in love with all of the programs that he had done. He's been doing Body Beast since I think February, and he said that he's lost tons of weight. He showed us his before and after pictures, and we were like, oh my God, dude, that's hardcore. And he was just so in love with everything. And we found out that he isn't even a coach, and he doesn't even have a coach. Okay? This is a guy who just loves it so much that he just decided to go to Summit. And here I am sitting there oh my God.
Did you sign him up?
On our team, legit. Like, I couldn't even, like, my brain was exploding. I was like, this guy would fit in so well on our team. He already has this amazing transformation story. He was like, yeah, I've been thinking about coaching, and I think I really want to do it, but I'm, like, afraid that I'm not at the point yet where, you know, like, my story isn't good enough or won't inspire people. And I'm, like, yelling at him, like, are you kidding me?
You're sure too.
I was yelling at him, and I was not really, but, you know, I was just like, dude, like, no way, like, you already just inspired me. And, you know, I mean, it was legit. So we exchanged contact info. I was like, I'm friending you on Facebook right now. And so I've been sort of in contact with him. I haven't talked to him really in a few days, but, you know, I sent him a bunch of information about our team. I was telling him about Colleen. I was like, you know, this is what our team does. We have actually a great following of guys, and you would fit right in. And, like, I sent him some videos that Colleen's made about what it means to be a coach. So anyway, that, like, blew my mind. I was like, it was so cool to find somebody that, like, doesn't even have a team that's done so well already and could, like, he said his coworkers were getting into it because of his story. And I was like, dude, you're already coaching. So that was awesome. I met several other people on shuttles that just totally blew my mind that weren't on our team, and, like, I'm friends with them now. And so anyway, that was really cool, getting to know people just randomly. And then the other thing was, I guess I felt a little underprepared also, because for some reason I think that I hydrate really well, but every afternoon around the same time I would get I could tell it was like a dehydration headache. And so that was something that I felt underprepared for, was the level of humidity and, like, feeling like I was constantly drinking water but still feeling like I wasn't hydrated sufficiently. And so that was nuts. And I feel like my physical discomfort may have resulted in a lot of my, like, sort of withdrawing from people and stuff. So yeah, that's something again that I need to prepare for next time, and not, like, eating so many bad things. And, you know, I didn't prepare and bring my Shakeology, and as cool as the Shakeology bar was, it was expensive, and I did not want to pay, like, almost $6 for but anyway, so next time I'll have to prepare better for that. The other thing was, one of the highlights for me was working out with Shalene, because I had obviously, like Chris said, he did a program with Shanti. I did PiYo. Oh, we both did PiYo with Shalene. And I love her so much, and she was so positive. And it wasn't just like a group workout. It was like a huge group workout, but she also stopped and talked a little bit, like every now and then. She talked about her own business. She gave us business tips, which was, like, awesome and invaluable, because, you know, she's pretty much the bomb and she knows what she's doing. And I made a video that I'm going to post soon. I haven't posted it yet. But she talked, and I recorded it, about family members, and how one of the toughest things is to get people that you really love and that are really close to you on board with getting healthier. Like, if you know that they need to do it, it's really, really tough to not, like, nag them and not sort of, like, lecture them and that kind of thing. Like, you really need to do this. Like, that's really tough for us, because we know that it's going to help them. And her main thing was, you know, don't do that. The only way that you can help them is just by unconditionally loving them, giving them support. No one wants to change when they're being told to change. like, no one wants to change when you're telling them what to do. So the best way to support them and to help them is to make them feel loved, and they'll see what you're doing and it'll be natural. So that was, like, really awesome. She went on for maybe like 10 minutes about that, and it was really, really great. I'm trying to think what else. Meeting you guys. Brie cried when she met me, and I was like, oh no, I'm getting emotional. And that was so wonderful. Like, I don't know, we just felt so welcomed, like, by that and everything in the core. And the core was kind of a crazy place. And to see you guys there, like, familiar faces, like, that made it so much less scary and intimidating. So, and then, let's see, I'm trying to think what else.
I just thought of something.
What?
All the coaches with freaking infants that were there.
Oh yeah, seeing that many people, there were tons of coaches that, like, okay, I mean, so Chris obviously sacrificed a lot to be there. I think he sacrificed a lot more than I did, honestly. But to see, like, all the people that were there with their infant children, like, their families, and I heard some woman talking on the bus. She was with her husband and, like, 2 little tiny kids. She was, like, talking about how her mother was coming to take care of her children in the hotel while she went and did all of the Beachbody things with her husband. And I was like, damn, like, that is intense, because I think you have to pay for your in-laws to come, and, like, you know, they have to charge for the hotel too. So, like, that's intense. And, like, the fact that so many people were bringing their families, and, you know, that wasn't an excuse for them. They were like, well, you know, we can't find someone to watch them at home. We're going to take them with us. So that's a lot of work. So I was impressed by that too. Yeah, I don't want to ramble too much. I think the best thing that I got out of it was this sense of empowerment. I mean, the speakers were amazing, and every day I was like, damn, yeah, like, I can do this. And, you know, there's the top 10 coaches on the stage, Melanie Nitro and Bonnie Engel, and they're all saying, you know, we were where you were. Like, you can have this too. Like, you can be on this stage. Like, it's not hard. You just have to do what you need to do, which is, like, the 4 vital behaviors every day, consistently. 3, 4, 3.
4.
Oh, I thought that, 4. Okay, yeah, I was right. I was going to say recognition. So like, it was just one of those things, like, just be consistent, and you're going to see your business grow, and you have an opportunity to work your way up there. And, you know, they came from just where we are. So that was really awesome to see so many people that believe in this company and have had such an amazing experience with it, and it's changed their lives. Like Chris said, those transformation stories were incredible. And I remember, I think we all got emotional watching those. And, like, the reason I got emotional was not because of necessarily their stories, which were amazing in and of themselves, but you see how they say, oh, my coach, like, one guy said he was running one day and his coach ended up running right beside him. And I was like, all emotional, like, you know, my God, that could be us. Like, we could be the person to change that person's life in such a huge way. And that's what was the tearjerker for me. So, okay, sorry. That's my ramble, unless you guys.
Awesome. So what do you think, like, what amazing ventures have you started since you left there? Like, what kicked into gear?
Wait, sorry.
Can you say that again?
Say that again.
I said, what amazing ventures have you started since you left there? Like, what kicked into gear once you left in your business?
Oh, well, I definitely, one of the speakers was talking about, even if you don't have, like, a big team of your own yet, you need to start your own team page and start doing calls. You know, it doesn't have to be every week. You could do it every 2 weeks, but start recording yourself teaching things, because that is the best way to learn, by trying to teach it to someone else. And so, even though, you know, I pretty much only have, like, Chris who's working the business, I have some discount coaches, Kylie, you know, is getting into it. So even if, like, just Chris and Kylie, like, watch my videos, like, it'll be worth it. So I've already made that page. I haven't recorded anything yet, but I set up the page. So the team name is going to be Misfit Monsters.
I like it.
Yay! I'm excited. So, yeah.
He's shaking his head.
I was thinking about a Popple name, but I feel like a million people are gonna do Popple now because of that. So I don't want to be part of the crowd.
That's awesome. I love it. All right, Melissa. She's still on the call?
I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Wow, Summit was just like literally life changing. I mean, so much information. I'm looking at my notes now, like where do I even start? There's so many amazing speakers. Of course, the top coaches, Melanie Mitro, made a lot of great points. She really brought up about being empowered, and if you don't do you, you're not going to go anywhere. You're just going to be following the crowd, and you have to take yourself into consideration and do the things that will make you successful in this business if this is what you're going to be doing. So, also, I believe, I don't know if it was her that said it or Maisu, but confidence, why not you? It's like stop doubting yourself, be empowered, fight for what you want, taking control, like, you are the only person who can change your life, so you have to change it. And of all people, I'm a horrible procrastinator. I need to read Eat That Frog. That's going to be my next personal development because, wow, procrastination and me, we have been friends for a long time. And actually taking that habit, I'm going to be waking up early tomorrow to work out at like 9 o'clock. Sorry. Anyway, so I'm going to be full-time at my massage business now, which is amazing. I'm seeing just, consistency is key, which is another thing. From posting from Summit, I've had so many people like, where did you go? What did you do? Like, whoa, where did you so much fun? What is all of them? And this gives me an opportunity to reach out to these people, invite these people, and the Beach Party store, start making connections that way. And learning about posting and learning about being consistent, doing the vital behaviors to introduce that into my massage business. So I've had calls for massages. I'm booking more clients now. I mean, it's just any business you can implement these key factors into. I mean, it's about being you and living the best life that you can live. And it's amazing. It's amazing what you can do for yourself if you just believe in yourself. And you do the vital behaviors, you stay consistent. I trying to think, meeting everybody was surreal. Like, you see these people on social media and you're like, it's kind of a fantasy world. You can be whatever you want to be, but when you see these people in person, you're like, wow, these are real people, just like you, just like me. Like, it puts it all into perspective and makes it a more tangible thing. I mean, touch, like sensory wise, you grasp it a whole lot more, I guess. Sorry, little baby. But anyway, it just, and reiterating my why, like why I'm doing this, these little monsters here, and my my business, and everything that I've worked so hard for, I've gone to school for. It just reiterating all of those things, like making them the forefront of my life and taking control of my life. I've not quit my serving job, but I'm down to 1 day a week. So, that's a big life-changing thing. I mean, that was scary to me. Like, I'm giving up constant income to do something that is so sporadic and unpredictable. But I know if I do this and I do it all the way, I'm going to see results. There's no way around it. So having that confidence is going to drive me to push harder and to do more in my business and in my life. So run. Yay.
I'm so ridiculously proud of you. Like, you guys, like, if y'all could have seen the Melissa that drove with me from Nashville and then the Melissa that drove back, I mean, you're seeing her now, but like, the difference was night and day. Like, when she went, she was, you know, I mean, you sacrificed a lot to be there. What did you do just to be able to go there?
Yeah, I mean, I had to have my husband support. I mean, things I had money, like I ran out of money.
Oh, I think you're cutting out for some reason. Kind of.
Mute yourself, Audrey.
Oh, okay.
Now try, Melissa.
Hello?
Okay, there we go.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, I had to have my husband, have my kids, which was amazing. That worked out really well, and his support has been paramount in all of this. Anyway, I took time off work, like Chris, like Sarah, like Bree, like everybody. You know, that's a consistent job. You're taking time away that you know that paycheck is usually going to be there. So taking that away is a big nerve-wracking thing. Just the time away from my personal business, you know, like that's time networking that I was focusing on Beachbody, which is amazing, and I'm integrating the two, which is going to be even more amazing because healthcare and massage and all of that realm is very comparable and complementary. So that's why it's complementary medicine. So, yeah, just so many things that, you know, you're scared and anxious, but so worth it. I am scraping dimes and pennies to afford New Orleans because I'm definitely going, and if I have to pay full price, I have to pay full price. But once I get some coaches signed up, that'll make that a little less difficult. Yay.
Yay! Oh my gosh. Okay, so I was like, oh, I lost track of where even I was going to talk about. Okay, just seeing. I mean, the changes in the coaches that went to Summit in the first place, let alone the rest of the coaches on our team that got to see them go through all this and, you know, their posts and seeing us post, it's even put a boost in their step. So you guys can imagine if you had been there and if, you know, you've got to go next year and you've got to make it to Super Saturdays and you've got to make it to these events because you owe it to your business. You know, it's not like any other like business conference or anything like that you've ever been to. They really, you could tell how much we meant, every single one of us, how much we meant to Carl, to the company. They just put it on for us. They could just do boring ass webinars to let us know about new products and stuff. You know, they could just do videos, but they put this all together just to show us that this is real and remind us that exactly, like, why not us? So I'm gonna go to Bree now for her experience.
Okay, so I've been trying not to cry this whole time because it's really emotional because the biggest thing that I learned was I am very emotional. More than I ever thought. Because I was in a really bad spot a long time ago, and I would have never expected for me to go to an event and meet people that I've never met before. And if it wasn't for coaching, for me being successful, I would have never met Sarah. So, I'm like really sorry. Like I shouldn't be crying right now, but in person it was, oh my God, you guys, I cried like a baby. And when I saw Sarah and Chris, because it was just so unreal to know that because I was successful, I was meeting Sarah and Chris for the first time, and they were here with me, and they were going to experience it themselves. And I mean, when I was listening to those trainings and they were all talking about their stories, and Sean T's like, you guys, you should have seen me. I was like in the corner, like trying to like wipe my tears away because I was like, I don't know why I have these emotions. And I like learned to be in the present. Whenever someone's talking, I try to really focus on them now. And instead of looking at my phone, I try to put it away and I try to focus on this moment. So like for this call, like I was listening to everyone and I was like, because I was like, oh my God, don't cry. So I learned a lot about the business and how much they do for everyone, and they make it seem so possible that you can do absolutely anything that you want in life. And it's true, because I mean, I would have never ever gone there. I would have never done something like this. I would have never done team calls. I would have never posted, selfies of myself in a bikini. I would, there's just a lot that goes with this company. And I mean, I just learned to be in the present moment, and I really learned how emotional I really am. And it's kind of scary because I was crying over the stupidest things when they were talking. Like, I'd be sitting there and I'm looking and I see the fireworks and I'm like, oh my God, like I'm here, I'm sitting next to Audrey. And like, I was just like going through the steps of everything that was like happening. And I was like looking around the stadium and I was just like, oh my God, I was blown away. And the fact that Candace asked me to go on, to walk out with her, like, was such an honor. And it was so amazing because I saw a lot of the top coaches down there, and it was like, I kept thinking to myself, like, next year, this is going to be me and one of my coaches. And like, I just know for a fact. And it was really scary and it was really emotional. And I was trying to be so happy for Candace. And I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, I can't imagine what she's feeling right now, because she never would have expected me to be there with her, I don't think. I mean, because I was very shy and taken back, and I was very, I don't know. I don't even know how. I'm still trying to absorb everything because I'm so emotional and so overwhelmed that I don't even know what to say, but it was emotionally like crazy. But I know this is what I want to do because I have so much passion towards it, and I want everyone to be this emotional.
I love that. That's you're like, this is how I know I want to do this, because I want to make everyone cry all the time. Oh my God, you're so cute. Yeah, dude, like, we all thought that we were all like crying like on the slide, but we were all crying at the same time. And I was like, oh no, I hope no one sees me cry. She's like, oh my God, I hope no one sees me.
And I was blaming it on my allergies. Because I had severe allergies when I was down there. I was like, I need tissues. Uh-oh, what happened to Audrey? She was supposed to be the next person to talk, too. Uh-oh. Does anyone else have anything to say before she comes back and talks? Much more compassionate with, hold on. So Sarah said, I'm much more compassionate and patient with people I talk to now about fitness because of Summit. That's awesome.
All right, so it just blocked me out for a second. Is everyone here? Y'all can hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Anyway, is it still recording? Yeah, we're recording. Okay. Sorry about that. I have no idea why it kicked me out for a second.
Sweating.
So Sean shared on such a deep, real level. You're not going to get that in any sort of infomercial or any sort of, maybe like a TED Talks. I don't know, but it was just mind blowing. And you could feel I already said that. Sorry, I lost chicken scratch. I'm trying to read because I knew I would forget everything. Okay. What I can tell you is that this, just like Bree said, just like Sarah said, just like Melissa said, this is so real. You know, seeing all of those top coaches in person. I mean, me and Melissa went out to dinner the night before everything started, and Melanie Mitro and her top coach just walked past us. They were at the same restaurant, just hanging out like normal people. And I was like, oh my God. And just like Chris said, I jumped out of my comfort zone, and I immediately found her selfie that she posted in front of the restaurant, and I messaged her. It was Katie Ursa. And I was like, hey, just saw you in the restaurant. What are y'all doing tonight? And like, they didn't respond to me. They had more shit going on, but I jumped out of my comfort zone just to see. And that's what this job is like all about, is just, if you're not out of your comfort zone, you're not going to see change, and you're not going to know the amazing things that you're absolutely capable of. So, let's see, I wrote this really good thing that I do want to say. All right. Any of you that are hesitant, any of our new coaches, any of our coaches that haven't sold anything, or you're sad because your only coach quit on you, you're only getting a whiff of that pie. This is a weird analogy, so like hang in there with me. But what if you could eat that pie, right? Someone has to eat that pie. What if you baked that pie? What if you were the one that harvested the apples for that pie? Someone's got to do those things. So why not you, right? Like, why the hell not you? So I'm going to flip this over because there's more stuff. There's no such thing as shortage. I say this all the time. It's something that one of my favorite chapters from Grant Cardone and the 10-Time Effect. No such thing as shortage whatsoever. We're never going to have too many coaches. We're never going to have not enough people that want to sign up. We're never going to have too much success. It's all about the effort that you put in to find it. And if someone's more successful than you, it's because they put in 10 times more effort than you did. And like, do I ask myself, like, do I really want to be forced to be accountable every day as my job? Of course, I ask myself that. Absolutely. I ask myself that every single morning when that damn alarm goes off. Every morning, I'm like, do I really want to do this as a job? But I realize, like, within seconds of actually fully waking up, what a shitty, ratty thing that is to even think. Because I remember being that person, right? That person that was at my third job. And yeah, I feel shitty when there's lots of kids around, I know. But I was that person at that third job, working those night shifts, begging, looking at that time clock, begging for something better, something that I love, something more, something that gave me passion, you know? And to have that on a silver platter, like, I've just been handed that just because I found Candace through an Instagram post. I've just been handed everything I asked for, and it just has that one catch, and that's work, like, put in the work. So every time I have that thought, even though that thought comes every morning, every time I have that thought, I snap out of it real damn quick, because that's just the brattiest thing to even think. So there's that. All right, so we have shared about summits. We all get how incredibly important it is, and we want everyone to sign up for next year. It's going to be in New Orleans next year. I personally love New Orleans. Of course, it's up to everyone, you know, to get their own hotel room, but Beachbody does block off a bunch of hotels. I know Team Rising Lotus and us, we're going to try and get a big house rented, something like that. We're going to try and do something better than what was figured out this year. But go to, and I actually didn't even write down the damn web address, but we'll put it in the comments of this team call. But go to the link, the summit link, get signed up. I'm sure Bree's looking it up right now because she's on the ball. Get signed up, get registered, do something, put it in your calendar to remind you when the next paycheck comes in to get signed up. It'll fly by, trust me. Like, out of nowhere, you'll be like, oh my God, I completely forgot to sign up, and now there's no tickets left, and I got to get on the wait list. Even if that happens, do it. Because guess what? Melissa had to get on the wait list, and she went. So excited. Yes.
I think all three of them did.
Yeah. Were y'all all on wait list? You had to wait to get off? Yeah, like it's just do it. Like it changes everything. It's so beyond worth it. We have a special announcement before we go from the team call. And this is something that Bree and I have been working on for a little while now, and we just had to have like the perfect time to announce it. This is the perfect time to announce it. Bree and I were brainstorming. I'm going to read from this so I don't get like caught out. All right. Bree and I were brainstorming one night about what we could do to break the trend of failed coach one-on-one relationships. There's so many different kinds of coaches, and this was like months ago. So many different kinds of coaches that all require different kinds of support. Some require validation, some require criticism, some require hand-holding, some require freedom, affection, motivation, distance, like you name it. There's just so many different kinds, but no matter what, there's a constant. No matter what kind of mentorship you require, and that constant, the constant, no matter what, are our 4 vital behaviors, right? Like it doesn't matter what kind of coach you are, it's the 4 vital behaviors that we all have to do, that we all have to be consistent with to see those results. So we were trying to figure out, like, how do we reach everyone, you know, on our team? How do we get this to work for everyone? Like, you know, like, not like no child left behind, but, you know, you never want to see people slip through the cracks just because they require a different level of your attention. So, all right. So no matter how independent or needy, clingy, however you want to call it, the coach is, everyone still needs help with their posts, with their conversations, etc. Being independent does not mean doing it all on your own. Did we start our own team before we had coaches, just like Sarah's doing now? Hell yes, we did. We had ghost coaches. Like, they weren't there. I was having team calls when no one was there. Absolutely. That's independence. But did we reject the help, suggestions, or criticisms from our fellow and upline coaches? Absolutely not. That mindset would have only set our team up for failure. So why we, I can't read my own handwriting. Oh yeah, that's why we still tag all of our coaches in the upline team calls, because even though we have our own team, because we acknowledge that, like, Colleen still has amazing things to teach us, and she has access to all these calls that we don't yet. So it's the difference between independence and, like, you know, humble pie. So may I introduce to you, and that was the end of my notes, fantastic. May I introduce to you the first ever coaching challenge group. This was Bree's, like, brain baby. I love this idea so much. We're going to be adding you guys to a group called Independence, like with a T, Independence. And it's a group just like a fitness challenge group, right? But it's just maybe for coaching. So there's going to be themes that Bree and I prompt in our posts. And like 1 week it's going to be about, you know, sharing conversations that you're having. And 1 week it's going to be about sharing how you're crafting your posts. But every day, just like our workout accountability, we're going to post, you know, did my power hour, or I connected with all these people today. And it's going to be that kind of thing, which is going to be amazing for all of our business. And it's a place that we can all, it's kind of like a team press all the time. And it's going to be amazing. It's not going to be a place where we put team posts, you know, like if there's product info or team call info, that's still going to go on the team page. But this is going to be a challenge group for us and your coaches and your coaches' coaches, for us to have accountability, because, you know, we all struggle with that power hour, right? And I mean, even today, like, I still love and appreciate when Candace or Colleen shares a conversation that I can learn from, stuff like that. So we're crazy excited about it, you guys. Look out for us adding you to that team. And all we expect, like, there's not going to be assignments, nothing like that. It's not going to be extra homework. It's for you and your business. And it's for us. And it's for us to all motivate each other and really help each other out and really get our shit done. So what we expect is for you to show up in there for your business. Okay? And like I said, not assignments, but we expect you to use this. This is going to be, no one else has this. This is going to be an incredible tool. And it was such a no-brainer. Like, duh. And it's going to be incredible. So
And it'll only be 30 days. Like, it's not going to be a constant thing that we're going to have going on, just like our wellness group. It's just going to be a 30-day thing. We're going to try it out, see how it goes. But the main thing is we want to just remind each other each day that we're doing our power hour. So, like, we snap a picture and say that we sat down, we're sitting down right now in this moment, and we're doing the power hour. Did you guys do it? If we ever have any complications with like someone, if you don't know how to answer a question, you're gonna post that in there, just kind of like what we do in our messages. If you guys ever have a question, you just screenshot it. It's kind of the same thing, but we're gonna do it in a group form so that everyone who's a coach underneath us is gonna learn. So it will really help you out. So then you don't have to come to or go to your coaches, or your coaches don't have to come to you and ask you, well, what do I kind of do that? They can kind of, if they come up with it in that group, they'll be able to, understand and be able to handle a situation a certain way. So that's kind of like the goal for us.
And of course, like other 30-day challenge groups, there will be prizes. So we really want you guys to really use it. And like she said, it's going to be a test run to see how well it goes. I hope it goes great because I know I'm going to use the hell out of it. Like, it's going to help me 100% with getting, my routine back and everything. Prizes! So does anyone have any questions about the summit or the event or the new group? I'm going to mute myself.
I like the idea. Very cool from Chris. And prizes. We might do a prize. Any suggestions for prizes? I know when my coaches hit Success Club, I send out prizes. So,
A big thing of Energize. That was the best prize ever. I also want to shout out to Audrey Darren because I was looking at notes from one of his team calls he did, and like the coaching method is very simple. You just have to implement, know your product, be your proof of the product. I mean, just find a way to connect to people, and believe that you can do it, and be real about it. Act human, I guess. Like, don't be like, oh, I know this Shakeology stuff and you need to buy this. Like, be like, hey, you look amazing today. Like, connect on a human level, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. That's what I've learned, and taking that and not being salesy, and like Candace, looking at her posts is just amazing. She's somebody big wealth of knowledge in all of this. Just watching her post and how she does more organic posting, and just seeing her story is inspiring. So I mean, just sharing our stories is going to change people's lives, and that's why I got into this. And I'm just going to continue the momentum that Summit gave me, because I felt like I was gone stagnant. I was just losing faith in the business and not thinking that I could do this, and I can, and I am. I can do it. So, yeah, there you go.
I know my background is super loud and annoying, but I love you guys so much. I'm going to let Bree do questions and close out the call so I can mute myself.
Any other questions? No? Nothing?
Just real quick, because I know we have at least one very new coach on the call today, Kylie. So the vital behaviors, maybe just really quickly, how should we, I feel like there's a little bit of integration of the vital behaviors with our posts. Like, typically we're supposed to post 3 to 5 times a day. And I just wondered if anybody wants to speak about a little bit quickly about like how you should be posting, what you should be posting every day?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of things that you could post about, but typically we tell people to pick 3 to 5 categories that they that are about themselves. So 3 to 5 passion points. So for me, mine is food. I love cooking. 2 is Dan. 3, fitness. 4, Levi. And the other one, like yoga. So like those are the things that I typically will post about. And I mean, yeah, you have to find like your passion. So Sarah, for you, yours is like if you go back through people's Facebook, you'll be able to kind of tell like what everyone has for their passion point. But yours is like you have specific nights for when you cook your food, and you'll post like a recipe. Yours is fitness, a lot of challenge groups, coaching opportunities. And I know what? Oh, I don't know. Audrey was.
Her saying academia.
Yes. Well, you did that, and I was like,
Oh, yeah. That's true. Although that I post more about academia like when the school year is in session. I noticed I haven't really posted anything this summer, but when school starts again, I'm sure that'll be happening. But yeah, seasonal thing.
So yeah, the vital behavior. You want to pick 3 to 5 things that are interesting about you, that you want people to know about you, and you're going to post about those every day. Don't post any photos of you like holding your Shakeology. Make it pretty, make it appealing. Try not to use stock photos when you're talking about like challenge groups and stuff like that. Try to think creative and outside of the box. And I mean, we have a whole training, I think, on that in our Jumpstart training.
Yeah, and I would just say, no matter what you're posting about, no matter which passion point, make sure you're breadcrumbing your story and why coaching is changing your life. So even if it's a picture about you just going on a walk, even if it's a picture of you going to get ice cream, like somehow integrate it into how coaching is changing your life.
I feel, I felt, I learned. That's the biggest thing that I learned. Try to make your post really about I feel, how you're currently feeling, how you feel, how I used to feel, and then what I've learned because of coaching or because of being in a health fitness group. What has it done for you? You always want to do the I feel, I felt, I learned, because then people are going to be a little bit more curious about what you are doing. I mean, you don't have to come out and say, oh, I'm a Beachbody coach. You can just say coaching has done this for me, or because of coaching, if it wasn't for coaching, stuff like that. Any other questions? Did I answer your question? Kind of? Yes? Okay. All right, so I'll take one more question if you guys have one. If not, we will end the call. No? Okay. Well, I hope everyone has a good night, and thank you for joining, and I'll post the recording in our group. Okay? Have a good night.